There's a silent war being fought within every man. It's not fought on a battlefield, but deep in the recesses of his mind, his spirit, and his biology. This war is about control. Control of desire, control of attention, control of energy. At the center of it all is a force most men waste without thinking: their seed. In the modern world, men are trained to believe that regular ejaculation is healthy, harmless, and normal. But what if that belief is the very thing draining your strength, confidence, creativity, and purpose? The truth is far more powerful and shocking than most are ready to accept. You've probably heard of 90 days of semen retention. Maybe you've even tried it. You hold your seed, feel stronger, clearer, more masculine. But then, after the 90 days, you go back to your old habits. You binge, relapse, and release regularly for the rest of the year. And you wonder why nothing really changes long term. I've been there before, and this is what I learned. A man who practices retention just 2 weeks every month consistently is often stronger, sharper, and more disciplined than the man who does one extreme 90-day streak a year, but spends the rest of the year draining his energy. Why? Because masculine energy isn't built on temporary streaks. It's forged through rhythm, habit, and harmony. Let's explore what really happens during 90 days of retention. Let's also understand why consistency beats intensity when it comes to transforming your life. And by the end of this journey, you'll realize that semen retention isn't just a challenge. It's a lifestyle that rewires your mind, reshapes your body, and reawakens the masculine force inside you. When a man starts semen retention, something primal awakens. On day 1, it's just a choice. But by day 10, your body already knows something is different. Your eyes are clearer, your spine straighter, your mind less foggy. By day 20, your testosterone has stabilized at a higher baseline. Your focus becomes like a laser. Small things that used to distract you, social media, porn, mindless entertainment, begin to lose their grip. You start craving challenge, purpose, and truth. By day 30, your aura changes. People notice your presence. Women look at you differently, not just with interest, but with curiosity and respect. Men may feel either inspired by you or intimidated, depending on where they are in their own journey. You start waking up earlier. Your workouts feel more powerful. Your voice deepens. Your confidence no longer feels like something you have to fake. By day 60, you begin to feel invincible. There's a sense of internal power that can't be explained. It can only be felt. It's as if your body is being flooded with sacred energy. You start creating more. You want to build something, leave a legacy. You may find yourself reconnecting with spiritual truths, meditating deeply, praying more sincerely, thinking long term. You become less reactive, more grounded, more logical. This is what kingship feels like. By the way, if you want to learn how to control your emotional and sexual urges more easily so you can achieve the streaks you want, quit all your bad habits and become successful. Instead of relapsing and wasting all your energy, I suggest you read The Art of Not Forcing. It teaches you about the ancient practices of Wu Wei, which means effortless action. This doesn't mean being lazy. It's about learning to overcome difficult challenges with a clearer and calmer mind, instead of feeling irritated all the time. Semen retention won't be easy. Of course, it will feel like war, and that's good. The effort you put in and the struggles you face are what make you tougher. The art of not forcing simply will help you navigate through your journey with a more strategic and stoic way, helping you feel calmer and achieve your goals more effortlessly. The link is in the description below if you want to check it out. And by day 90, you're no longer the same man. You've broken free from the chains of lust. Your nervous system is calmer, your eyes are more vibrant, your skin glows. You feel ready to take on any challenge. Whether it's building a business, leading a family, or walking through the storms of life with clarity and strength, you no longer chase pleasure. You attract it by simply being who you are. But hang on. Here's the painful part. What happens next? Many men who complete 90 days fall into the trap of thinking, now I've made it. I can reward myself. So they return to old habits. They start watching adult content again. They begin releasing frequently. And what took 90 days to build crumbles in a week. The energy drains, the confidence fades, the mental sharpness dulls, and before they know it, they're back to square one, tired, distracted, insecure. This is the trap of inconsistency. The body doesn't respond to extreme peaks followed by crashes. It thrives on balance and rhythm. That's why the man who does 2 weeks of retention every month, year-round, often becomes stronger than the one-time 90-day warrior. That man builds cycles. He learns his urges, masters them, harnesses them again and again. His brain rewires permanently. His body stays optimized. He integrates the practice into his lifestyle, not as a challenge, but as a principle. Think of it like training. If a man lifts weights hard for 3 months and then stops for 9 months, he'll lose most of his gains. But a man who lifts moderately every week for the whole year, he'll not only build muscle, he'll maintain it, refine it, and live in it. That's the power of consistency over intensity. Biologically, semen contains vital nutrients, zinc, magnesium, trace proteins, and enzymes that support brain and body function. Every time you retain, your body reabsorbs these nutrients. Your testosterone stays elevated. Your dopamine sensitivity improves. You feel more reward from real life, sunlight, conversation, music, food, rather than from synthetic stimulation. Your discipline grows. Your mental toughness strengthens. You develop what ancient cultures used to call vital essence, a magnetic, warrior-like presence. Now contrast that with the man who retains for 90 days, but then relapses for months. His dopamine system resets during retention, but then crashes again during binges. His hormones fluctuate. His mind becomes scattered. His energy leaks. He becomes addicted to the cycle, retain, relapse, regret, rather than living in mastery. There's also a spiritual dimension. Semen is not just biological, it's energetic. In many traditions, it's considered the essence of life. To waste it is to waste your power, your connection to the divine. When you retain consistently, even just 2 weeks at a time, you stay tapped into this higher energy. You become more aligned with your mission. Your prayers feel stronger. Your intuition becomes sharper. You attract blessings, not because of luck, but because of internal alignment. Another reason why short, consistent retention beats rare, long streaks is adaptation. The mind and body need regular practice to adapt and grow. When you retain consistently, your nervous system gets used to holding energy, managing urges, transforming pressure into power. But if you retain for 90 days and then relapse for 9 months, you lose that adaptation. You become a beginner again each time. You may remember what it felt like to be sharp, focused, and energetic, but you won't be that man anymore. Semen retention also affects the masculine-feminine balance. When a man is leaking energy all the time, he becomes more passive, more reactive, more feminine in energy. He loses his edge. He becomes needy, emotional, unstable. But when he retains consistently, he becomes more masculine, stable, clear, protective, disciplined. This affects his relationships, his leadership, his goals. He starts to command his environment instead of being a victim of it. Now imagine combining both strategies. What if you retained for 90 days once a year and practiced 2-week cycles of retention and release throughout the rest of the year? That's the true formula for mastery. You build the internal kingdom through the long streak and then maintain it through consistent discipline. You don't crash, you stabilize. You don't relapse, you recalibrate. You stop trying semen retention and instead become the man who lives it. And here's the deeper truth. Semen retention is not about impressing others or chasing superpowers. It's about coming home to yourself. It's about reclaiming the fire within. It's about walking as a man with purpose, with energy that doesn't scatter but concentrates, with focus that doesn't drift but cuts through, with presence that doesn't fade but commands. It's about becoming the version of you that your future family, your community, your mission needs, not once a year, but every single day. So if you've done the 90 days, respect. That takes courage, but don't let it stop there. Don't fall for the trap of achievement. Semen retention isn't a trophy, it's a way of life. And if you've only managed 14 days, but you do it again and again, respect to you too. You're forging a real foundation. The world doesn't need more men who flash brightly and then burn out. It needs men who rise, stabilize, and lead. Retention is your fire. Use it wisely. Not just for 90 days, but for life. If you made it until here, leave a crown emoji in the comments. I want to see how many of you reach the end and are truly willing to finish what you start. And remember, live with honor or die a coward. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and stay strong.